Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that is refusing to change their tune or being very defensive. And I don't know that they realize that even though they feel confident in what they're saying, people know that they're lying or know that they're doubling down on dishonesty. So it feels like they've kind of lost the plot or they're not able to read the room as well as they had before, if they had that ability before. So I don't know, it kind of feels like we've got a group or a couple of people that are trying to make a particular story stick, but it's not working out very well for them. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good weekend or a good day whenever you're watching this. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Famous Seamus. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on my second channel, on how to become a member, some other cool stuff. So I even still have like t-shirts on there, I think. I should probably make a new t-shirt, shouldn't I? Hello, Illuminati. How are you doing? Hello, Jordan. How's it going? Thank you also to those of you who have used the new hype feature to make sure my video gets out to more people. I appreciate you. Not everyone has that feature, so don't feel bad if you can't find it. This is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. We have the Nine of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. So this is someone who has a crush or a desire that has been around for a long time. This could be a forbidden crush. But with the Two of Pentacles, this is where the kind of cover up comes, right? So we have something that, like, I feel like no one would support me if I told you that I was interested in that person. I feel like I would be no longer accepted by the group. Knight of Wands in the reverse, Five of Pentacles. So it's like I just have to lie or mislead folks so they don't really know what's going on or they don't really know how I felt. But Temperance is in the reverse because whatever they're trying to make believable is not well suited to the landscape. It doesn't work well with the other known information, right? Hello, Ms. Native. How are you doing? Hey, Laura. What's up? What else do we have? Three of Swords in the reverse. The Nine of Wands again. So that was the first card that we pulled. Just really not wanting anybody to know what was going on, getting more defensive, maybe losing their temper, feeling like there's no way anybody could really figure out what was going on anyways. So again, just like refusing to accept that maybe the right course of action here would be to admit the truth, admit that there was an attraction, or admit that they were the one who did something. If you've ever seen the movie Atonement, that's what I'm seeing in my mind right now. Perhaps it's because the Empress is in a green dress, but the Empress is in the reverse. So it feels to me like we have an action taken or something that was said that maybe makes somebody else look bad or maybe makes somebody else look like they've done something they shouldn't have, because the person who's telling this lie doesn't want to be exposed for what they really did. So if you've seen that movie, you probably know what I'm getting at. Trying to avoid accountability. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you, Famous Seamus. So is Famous Seamus a reference to Famous Amos? We've got Nine of Paws, which is the Nine of Pentacles. Man's real life is happy chiefly because he is ever expecting that it soon will be so. I I think we have someone who was a little delusional. King of Quills, which is the King of Swords, and think that these weak lines are written by him who, as he pens them, thrills to think his spirit is communing with an angel's. I think we have a self-important person who imagines or believes that what they say is like gobbled up by people. There's an arrogance or if I tell you this, then you should just believe it because I said it, Yeah, I mean, some people really do think that they're like the best liar that ever lived. And it's kind of, I guess, their plight, right? If they think they can get away with it, they probably think so because they're not really reading the room as well as they should. But we've got the Eight of Quills or the Eight of Swords. Arousing from the most profound of slumbers, we break the gossamer web of some dream. So I'm living in this reality that I created for myself. I feel like nobody knows what I'm actually getting into or what I've actually, been saying. But they've caused some drama here and they don't want it to be traceable back to them. And this illusion that they've created is cracking. It's not working out anymore. And I don't know that they're accepting of that reality. I think this is somebody who has a delusion of wanting to pursue a life with somebody who is not available or is probably already in a relationship, maybe not interested in them. Yeah, it's like, I don't feel like it's over, but the other person is either not interested at all or not interested anymore. They're refusing to believe that. So we'll call them the King of Quills or the King of Swords. This person is pretty confident that you are meant to be together, but I feel like you're no contact. Page of Pentacles and the reverse, Three of Pentacles. So you may have told this person there's no chance, there's nothing that would happen. You may have told them, hey, I'm already in a relationship. I can't be with you. This could be a coworker or somebody who has found you because of the work that you do. I do feel like this is a little bit of obsessive, delusional energy, thinking that they could take you away from the relationship that you're currently in, or if you're really committed to your work right now, they're thinking that they can win you over and get you to spend less time doing that. They may be planning to bring you a gift. This person could be Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. I just pulled the Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the Hermit. The Hermit being Virgo, by the way. So very heavy on the Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, especially since I just had pulled before that the Page of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles. So it feels like we've got somebody here who's thinking that they have a lot of opportunity with you to be in a long-term relationship. But I think you're this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. You're not interested. You're not sending any signs that you want to be in this relationship. And this individual is like not hearing it. They're not accepting that you're interested elsewhere or not interested in a relationship. Hello, Grindheart. How you doing? Oh, that's nice. I hope so too, Seamus. So we've got the King of Wands and the Chariot. This feels like the harsh truth. Coming in hot. So I have this little daydream. I feel like, at some point we'll be together. Maybe there's some obstacles, but we'll get through those. Everything will be fine. And then somebody with the habit of being very blunt or honest says, what are you talking about? That person's not into you. Or the object of interest themselves says, that's not how I feel and that's not what I want. So now we have a dream of, a life together kind of going out the window. with this reality check. This could be a romantic rival. The Ace of Cups, Eight of Spheres, or the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I think that while this, what were we calling you? The King of Swords. While the King of Swords has been kind of living in their own reality or daydreaming about a life with this love interest of theirs, they have been blissfully unaware that there is somebody else here putting in work, somebody else who is winning the affections of this, what are we calling the love interest? Maybe even the Chariot? Yeah, I do think that there is some lack of communication, not being aware that a relationship is moving to a new level. And this makes somebody very upset. I do feel like this is someone who's saying, like, why are you looking at this person that way? You know that they're in a relationship, right? You know that they're with that person, right? And now we have our King of Swords being like, oh, so there's a new person in this equation. They were not expecting that because, of course, in their illusion or in their little fantasy, this person is theirs. Hey, Aqua Beauty, what's up? Hello, James. What you doing? How's the weekend? So we've got the Hermit and the Upright. I like to see it. Ace of Wands again, and the Hierophant. So this person, the King of Swords, who's been rather taken by their love interest, who has rejected them or not shown interest in them. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. They have not shown interest, or maybe even were very clear that they were, focusing their attention elsewhere. But now we have them finding out that maybe this person's actually in a relationship. The World, Nine of Swords, and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So this fantasy or this illusion comes crashing down, and the King of Swords is faced with the truth, which is that they might love this individual, but that individual doesn't love them back. Queen of Cups in the reverse. So heartbreak and realizing maybe it really is over when I didn't think it was, because we had the World in the reverse up here, and now it's in the upright. Maybe this is really the end of whatever that romance was in my mind, right? This is the Energy Oracle. What else do we have? Hey, Dana, how are you doing? What do we have? Anxiety, the World, and the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. So that talks about self-preservation, root chakra. Yeah, I think now we have a realization that what I thought I saw in this connection is not what was actually happening. Maybe they look at me as just a friend, or maybe they're not really interested in that either. But the connections or the other individuals involved in this community, it's becoming more clear. They might have a closer relationship with this person that I view as my love interest. They may view this love interest as an earth angel, because this Temperance has come out, and the Archangel Uriel card. That might change, though, if they feel like they've been misled. We have this storm warning. So I do think there's going to be an altercation or an argument because of this love triangle. I just don't know that the King of Swords was ever really invited into the love triangle. I feel like maybe it's only 2.5 instead of 3. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't feel like they got signs from their love interest. I think they kind of looked for it where it didn't exist. It might have just been a physical connection. We have the situationship card. Or the King of Swords might have assumed that their love interest, the Earth Angel, was going out on dates or getting to know people, but nothing serious. Wasting time. The one you love is afraid to commit. And games. Playing games just to keep your attention. This looks like a messy love triangle. I'm not going to lie. Because now I'm starting to question if this relationship is really solid. Because I'm not picking up on the King of Swords getting much in the way of flirtatious energy back. I think they are reading into things. But we do have someone here who's playing games just to keep your attention. And missing you, longing to be with you again. I don't know if any of these individuals is super relationship minded right now, to be honest. It could be just a little bit messy because nobody really wants longevity or a long-term relationship. But this King of Swords wants the long-term relationship. Just hasn't really gotten any signs back that there's a connection there, right? Hey, Rachel, how's it going? That's funny, James. Well done. Hello, Miss Sard. How are you doing? 6 of Wands. 8 of Cups. And the 9 of Pentacles. I think we got a couple of people here who really just want to be single. So that could be the situationship energy, right? Maybe we're just having fun. Maybe this King of Swords gets jealous and thinks that it's a real relationship, but it's not. It seems like the King of Swords isn't necessarily the most astute in terms of reading the room or assessing what the connection is, right? Death and 6 of Swords. Yeah, I think we have an offer from the King of Swords that is not necessarily of interest because we've got the card. Like, oh, thanks. You shouldn't have. Like when you get socks for Christmas. I mean, everyone says that, but like, yo, I'm totally fine with socks for Christmas. As long as they're decent. If they're crappy, then you can keep your stupid socks. But like, if they're funny and not made of bad materials, give me those Christmas socks. But this person views the King of Swords as not really their thing, not really their type. No, thank you. May have another. Like, thank you next. 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Yeah. I don't think there's any interest towards this King of Swords, right? It's the King of Swords who feels the interest for the other person. Hey, Grindhard, I'm going to put that for the next reading. I always go for my little post-it notes and then it's not there. Ooh, let me write it on this one, actually. But I will probably be wrapping up my workday by like noon, so like in 2 hours. So I will be back with that other live stream probably around like 10:45 or so. Maybe earlier than that, actually. Oh, we're only at 18 minutes. Oh, I love that for you, Miss Native. I hope other people find that as well. So this individual is feeling like maybe there's an argument or maybe there's a window of opportunity and I should shoot my shot. So the King of Swords might be making a move, might be asking this person out, might be, professing love, but they end up getting the brick wall or not the response that they want, which is thanks, but no. I think we're better off as friends. This causes a reaction. I think we've got someone who feels like they need to cause problems in your relationship because with that other person out of the way, they might have a better chance with you. So be careful. This is about sabotaging a connection because somebody is envious of it. Five of Swords makes that pretty clear, right? Oh, you guys are having a great relationship. Be a shame if something happened to it. But I don't think they have a very good understanding of the connection that you actually have or how strong that relationship is. If it's a situationship, then maybe it's just that you don't really care too much. But personally, it feels to me like this King of Swords feels like your relationship is a situationship. Because they're not reading the situation right. Take it how it resonates. Either you're not really too pressed about being in a relationship, or your relationship is sound. It's legit. But this person feels like they can ruin it. They're like, oh, well, I've always enjoyed a challenge. Where love eludes, fear becomes my throne. What would a rose be without its thorns? And the Witch card says, beneath the veil of night, my thoughts conjure light. Shining through the darkness, I am magic burning bright. So we have the Evil Queen taking on the Witch, and the Witch has more of a positive energy here, right? Like, okay, well, I'm magic, so like, good luck. How great are your spells? I bet the crap. Oh, that's so lovely. Good for you. All right. So then we have the Fox. Enigma, adaptability, and shape-shifting. Yeah, I think we have an attempt here. So the King of Swords is our Evil Queen energy. This is someone who's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to like get into some shady behavior if I want to get this person away from their current boo. But they are underestimating. Ooh. It's happened to you before, right? All right. Hanged Man in the reverse. The Hermit. How do I get you alone? That's the thought. How do I get this person alone so I can cause some drama? King of Swords wants to get their love interest one-on-one so that they can have a conversation about something that they have found. What did they find? A justification for you to not be in love with that person anymore. They're going to come up with some sort of lie to break up this relationship, and they're going to look for an opportunity to have a one-on-one conversation, probably with the object of their affection, but it could be, you know, some people switch it up a little bit. It could be that they're talking to their romantic rival to get them to walk away from the romantic interest they have in common. But whatever they're doing, it is shady. I think they're going to try to make it seem like someone's stepping out or like someone is not reliable or loyal. Oh, I didn't know you were seeing so-and-so. That's weird. I saw them at the party hitting on Pat. It's like, how can I stir up a little bit of an argument here for you with just some random gossip, right? That's the thing. I think they're kind of overestimating how successful they'd be at that. 10 of Wands. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this is like a false scandal being exposed, right? Like trying to make it sound like someone got busy when they didn't, or trying to make it sound like somebody was professing their love when they wasn't. They weren't. So I don't think it's going to have legs. I don't think it's going to work for very long, but I do think that it's going to cause a little bit of a problem. The, of course, important variable here is how well do these two talk to each other. And I do think that's a good sign. We have the High Priestess coming out. This is about secrets, but it's also about wisdom. And if your intuition is telling you that something isn't right or somebody's probably trying to start drama, I feel like your reaction is going to be, okay, how can I talk to my partner, or how can I talk through this so that I don't let it become a bigger problem than it needs to be, right? Absolutely. All right, so let's get a few from the Fairy Godmother Oracle. Encouragement. See, I think they're taking your kindness for like desire and reading into it what they want to see. So if you've been kind or polite or even civil, they might view it as like romantic, and it's somehow encouraging them to go after a connection with you. But in reality, I think you just feel like this person is kind of embarrassing themselves, maybe even embarrassing you. All right. What else do we have? Nine of Rupees or Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. They want to make it seem like it's not a relationship that is worthy of all of the work, or that somebody else, the King of Swords, would put in better work, more work, treat you better, right? King of Swords does not need to be a man, by the way. Page of Cups is in the reverse because we have someone being rejected. Again, this is not the first rejection. This is another rejection. I feel like if they try to get you alone, if they try to flirt with you, or if they try to tell you that someone has been unfaithful, it doesn't change your interest levels in that person. In fact, I think it just makes it more likely for you to see their true colors and realize that they're probably lying to you. Yes, it's true. So even though they think they can manipulate you two into getting into an argument or not feeling like you can trust the other person, I think it becomes pretty clear that they're lying right away for you. And so you don't trust whatever they're trying to say, or your partner, your person doesn't trust them, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I will be back. Honestly, it's probably going to be more like 10:30, you guys, for another live stream. But like I said, it's going to be an earlier day today. I love you guys. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.